What's up, live? Hello. Hello, just getting on here, venting with y'all for a little bit about some little stuff in life that I got going on and who can relate. Before I go off and take my little walk, y'all come on through. Come on through. Hello, 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 hello. Eating a little strip Alfredo. hmm What's up? What's up? What's up? Finish this off. Hold on for a second. Hello, hello. All done with that. I'll come on in here. Just want to vent a little bit about government assistance. And yeah, I stay in a government assisted subsidized house. Huh? When I lost my job, well, when I had to stop my job because I had a sickly baby and I became sick too. So I needed comfort for a little minute while raising my 8 kids, okay? With that being said, I am so dang on fed up. Go to the gym. A-dip, go to the gym. No, I do my walks and stuff. I might hit the gym. But I'm in here talking about subsidized housing or government assistance, period. Now, I was once working or whatever. Yeah, I was working. You gotta listen to the story before you start judging A-dip. But I was working or whatever, and I had a sickly baby over the 2 years ago. So I had to quit my job as being a CNA, becoming a nurse, because I have to deal with my sickly child. And his condition is very severe. So he can't go to daycare and stuff around other kids. So I have to be a at-home mom, okay? So I do get income. Not said I don't get income, but I don't like the fact that when you need the government for assistance for a little while, because I'm not going to stay here, stay stuck on government assistance, because I hate that shit. I don't like that, and I don't like nobody adding up my money during the month, worrying about my business, who I have over my house, or what I do, or nothing. I don't like that. So, because I'm not used to that. I'm used to having my own shit, doing my own thing. But why do they feel like when you get subsidized or low income or any of that government shit that you are a slave to them? Can somebody comment down below? Why do they try to act like we are slaves because we need their assistance? Because one thing about it, I'm not gonna let you make you feel like you gonna have that much power over me. I'd rather get this shit up and be homeless than to let some government assisted people think they have power over the society. Like now, the people is shut down. For what? Because the people that they have working for them stealing their funds. Hey El Chapo, happy Thursday. How you doing? I hope your day going good. I'm just on here talking about government assistance, and I'm not the type that rely on government assistance, but since I had a sick child like 2 years ago, my life has changed tremendously. Yes, food sharing, all that. Yeah, the government closed down. But as you guys know, I'm raising 8 kids, and my last baby, he was born 2 years ago, and he came here sick with a rare disease that he cannot be around a lot of other kids. If he be around other kids, he gets sick really bad, and it puts him in the hospital. And sometimes he be in the ICU. So what did mom have to do? Mom had to make a very important decision to stop working to take care of her child, right? So with that being said, all the things that I used to be able to afford, I can't afford those things right now. So basically, I didn't want my family to fail, so I looked into getting government assisted housing. Okay, because I used to have my own, I used to rent my own whole house and stuff like that, and I'm not used to rules and stuff like you can't do this, you can't do that, and hey Candace, you can't have this, and you can't. I don't like for nobody to tell me what I can have and who I can have in my house when I pay my bills, so now and then they act like they can make mistakes and make you make mistakes. Well, if you make a mistake, they try to make you pay for it, but they make mistakes and they say boo-hoo but half with it. So this is the problem I had. Now I have my cousin down for my emergency contact on my government assistance housing paperwork. So she's calling, they calling my cousin really bad, like study calling. Yeah, we got to get a hold of, Keisha. Yes, I'm having a good day. I'm blessed. I'm having a good day, Candace. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to have all my five senses, my limbs and everything. I'm blessed to be in my right state of mind. It's just I want to come on here and talk about how the government will treat you like you a slave to them, and I don't like that. So while at home, stay at home, I'm trying all type of measurements to make my own money because I'm just ready to give it up and just give it up because I don't like for nobody to tell me and treat me like I'm a slave because I need your assistance right now. So going back to what I was saying, she calling my cousin like, can you get a hold of her? We need her. Acting like something really happened, like I passed away or something like that. So my cousin, she get the calling my kids, calling all around like, what's going on? Well, they was calling her looking for me to give me a $40 late fee because as you know, last month rent fell on a Saturday. I mean the weekend. So the fifth fell on the weekend. So with that being said, I normally have my rent in by the first and stuff like that, but I couldn't because when I took my baby to the hospital, they admitted him and he was in ICU and everything. So I couldn't get my money order in to them. As you know, I'm a single mother. So I couldn't get it in to them, but they said I could have it in on the 6th. So I left my once my baby got out the ICU that following Monday. I left my baby to come and put my money order in the mailbox. Okay. Now they said, oh well, you didn't. I put it in on the 6th. Oh, you put it in an hour after the time you was supposed to have it in at 8 o'clock. So I live in Wisconsin and I live in Waukesha. And out here, I don't like how they kind of try to treat colored skinned people. I don't like that. So she's talking to me like I'm scared, like I'm scared to voice my opinion. Oh, because I really need their place. My child, he has propionic acidemia, and that is a rare condition to where his body, like in your liver, there are proteins and foods and stuff that cares for your liver and stuff. Well, his liver, the protein in his body breaks down bad enzymes because he don't have all of his right numbers. Okay, so when he gets sick, he set up ammonia and acid in his body that can kill him, blind him, have strokes, seizures, can instantly sudden death. So when he gets sick, like a little cold draws him to the hospital. So when he gets sick, I got to shoot to the hospital right away because it's very serious. So I can't be like, oh, I got to stop and do this. No, I got to go to the hospital if I want to save my baby life. So this is where I'm going into. You calling all around looking for me because I was an hour late with handing in my rent. And as they could see on the check stub, that I picked up the money order on the first, but my baby had got sick. Cray, he's just turned 2. He was born with it. I didn't know. Well, when I had him, I knew something was strange because he kept jumping, doing this. And I'm like, I had 8 babies. I'm like, this not normal. So I'm telling the doctors, like, this not normal. And they was like, oh, well, some babies, they does that. And da-da-da. I'm like, no, after all the 7 other babies I had, I never seen this. So I know, y'all got to excuse my hair. I washed it and conditioned it. I'm trying to get it to grow back because stressing and stuff had my hair coming out. And so I'm trying to get it to grow back. But they was like, this normal? I was like, no, this is not normal. So I said, when I leave here where I had my baby at, I said, when I leave here, I'm taking my baby to Children's because what he doing is not normal. So they end up keeping him where I had him at and putting him in ICU and checking his brain because then they start saying yes, I have 8 kids. One of my kids are grown now and she's off on her own. She works, she go to college. She have her own place and things like that. And I have 7 at home still. And my youngest baby is the one that have the rare disease. Okay, he's sickly. So I had to take off from my job. I used to own my daycare too and things like that. So I had to stop a lot of stuff I was doing in life. So my life changed tremendously 2 years ago. And so back to the government stuff, they try because see, I'm not a person that lean on the government. So, but I understand if you do have to, I understand that. And that's the predicament I'm in now. But at the same time, I'm ready to just give it up because I don't like how they treat you like you just gotta have this shit to survive. And right now I kind of do because I got to stay at home. So that's why I started content. And, I'm like, I'm at home. I'm sitting here. I need to be doing something, because I feel better when I feel like I'm doing something. Even though my baby, he has like a strict situation you got to do with him during the day. Like he has to be fed at certain times. You got to make his milk. You got to check his ketones. You got to check his fever. You got to check and watch him to see if he's getting sick. And with that, with his condition being so harsh on his body, he had gathered autism. So with his autism, he's not talking like that. So he really can't express himself on if he's feeling good or if he's not. He's on the G-tube. So I do have to feed him through the G-tube. He's not eating through his mouth. So with this condition, kids tend to don't want to eat through their mouth because they're scared that they're going to feel sick in the inside. With this condition, they don't have a lot of information. Okay, they are at school, but my baby, he's in there sleeping right now. Yeah, my kids, they're at school. So, so the housing authority people, they looking for me really bad, like something happened. I'm just at the house, with my child sleep, and I didn't get to answer the phone. So she calling, but she's calling around to give me a $40 late fee because I had my money order in an hour late. Okay. So I called them and I'm like, what's going on? Because I didn't know what was going on. And they was like, well, you turned your money order in an hour late. So we trying to give you a 40. So I said, you calling all of my people off the emergency form to tell them to fine me for a late fee of something that I couldn't control? I said, my baby was in a hospital and he was in there for ICU, and y'all know I have a sick child. And she was like, well, I can't waive it and things like that. But I said, but when my oldest daughter was staying here and you find out that she moved out, you came to me like, oh, so your daughter saying that she doesn't live there anymore. She filled out for food share and she put on there she don't stay with me anymore. Yeah, I do receive Section 8. That's what I'm telling you. And they said she gave me a $40 late fee because I had my rent money order in an hour late. And why? Because of that. Because I was at the hospital with my baby. He was in ICU. They admitted him that second. So I couldn't get my money order in. I had to leave him to even come and turn it in that time, but I wanted to wait till he get out of ICU. And she was calling everybody off my emergency form like it was an urgent situation. And I'm like, oh no. So when she said, yeah, we're looking for you because you got to get a late fee, I said, late fee for what? She was like, well, you turned in your money order out late. I said, well, you never told me I had to have my money order in on the 6th by 8 o'clock. Y'all never stressed that. Y'all never stressed, say, call them and say you're going to be late. None of that. I said, I thought by me handing in my information, my money order on the 6th, that will be fine. I said, but you really tripping about my money order being in late when y'all was study claiming my daughter after y'all made me take her off of my lease. Y'all was study claiming her for that money. And the only reason how I found out is because my daughter had found another house, and she had for low income, and she had to get the grant, and they wouldn't accept her at first because the building that I'm staying in was still claiming my daughter. I said, but y'all not talking about that y'all did. So I said, y'all gonna charge me a $40 late fee and y'all study claiming money for a kid that's not even on my lease anymore? So I said, oh, I'm calling the state on y'all. And if they don't do anything, I'm going to call Fox 6 News. Because here's the thing, don't play with me, because I'm not that one that going to sweat you to keep this apartment or this house, because I can go out and make it on my own. If I got to sweat blood, sweat and tears, I'm going to make it. I'm not going to, before, it'll be the coldest day in hell before I let y'all think y'all going to talk to me any kind of way or treat me any kind of way, because I need this assistance right now. I'm not one of them ones that live off of this stuff forever. You know. So, okay, Cray, Mississippi. I'm confused. Sorry. Why are you paying any rent with 7 children living with you? Well, they said my income that I have qualify for me to pay. Well, you got to pay 30% of your income here. You have to pay 30% of your income. So that's what I'm saying. I could really pay regular rent because my water bill here is like $300 a month. So I'm like, what low income is y'all giving me? I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my water bill, and I gotta pay my electric. For y'all to be having that much control over me in this house, I would get this shit back to you. Excuse my language. And she was like, well, I can't waive it. I was like, you mean to tell me you can't waive that late fee, but you was collecting money for a kid that wasn't even in this house anymore, that y'all made me take off my lease? So y'all was stealing from HUD. And I'm going to make sure I let HUD know that. She was like, oh, well, good luck with that because the government is shut down. I said, and they're going to open back up. And believe me, they're going to find out that you're stealing their money. Since you want to call me and put a $40 late fee on me for having my money order in an hour late, something that I didn't know about. So yes, come tomorrow morning, or I might even call today. I'm going to call HUD and I'm going to let them know that they were still claiming my child that moved on her own and was not staying in my home anymore, and they made me take her off my lease. Well, I live in Wisconsin, so rent here is kind of reasonable, but I'm in low income, so you're supposed to really pay 30% of your income. Basically, what I'm paying is around like 900 to 1,000 here a month, plus water bill, plus electric. So basically, I feel like, okay, I can go and get a regular housing. So that's another topic I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about taking risks. So I'm at the point where I just want to take a risk. I want to take a risk and I want to move southern. I want to move from Wisconsin to the southern cities. But that's what I want to come on here and talk. These people, yeah, yeah, El Chapo. It's different prices everywhere. Wow, that's dang, yeah. I wouldn't be able to do that one. I'm like, hey, you can move to Texas and get you a nice place in a great neighborhood for that amount. Hell, you about buying the 2-bedroom. Hell, you could put that down on a down payment to buy a house. 2,600. They got some houses out here for that much. They definitely do. But I ain't gonna pay that much for that. If I'm gonna pay 2,600, baby, I'm trying to put that down by my own house. And I bet you they be small as crap too. Cause they be having houses up here like that and they charge an arm and leg and it ain't moderate and it don't be big. And I be like, y'all got to be out your damn mind to charge this much for this housing, and it ain't big as what you trying to charge me, and it ain't up to par. Here in Wisconsin, they'll rent you a raggedy mother and charge you 1,800 for it. Holes and shit all in the wall. The faucet barely even working, and the basement so filthy and nasty. The floors caving in. That's how they rent their houses up here some places. That's how they rent their houses up here in some places. But yeah, so I'm about ready to, and that's another topic I want to talk about, is taking a risk. No, this is through scatter sites. Basically, it's through scatter sites in Wisconsin. So that's like 30% of your income. And I'm not ashamed to say what I am, because one thing about me on my channel, I keep it real. And I'm a realest person you will ever meet. So we talking about subsidized houses, El Chapo, and we talking about regular rent paying houses. Now regular rent paying houses, yeah, they'll show you that, like they had the stuff on like the computer and stuff before you can see it. And like on the computer and stuff, they make it look nice. But when you go see that mug, And you see, like, they charging this for this? Hell no. I walks away from a lot of houses. But I never stayed in like a bad area. Always kind of stayed in like a kind of upscale, modern, like medium neighborhoods, because I'm raising a lot of kids. I don't want my kids around a lot of. So yeah, subsidizing out here. You can't just rent a place and it's not available. Okay, subsidizing houses out here. So you got rent assistance. Rent assistance is where you pay 30% of your income. But with rent assistance, you can take the voucher and you can go find your own house. Okay. Subsidizing is where you gotta live in the home that they pick for you. Okay, so that's what I am in, subsidizing right now. So they picked this home for me, and it's a very great neighborhood. I could show y'all my house. It's a very great neighborhood, and it's a 5-bedroom. But here's the thing: I'm not used to nobody all up over me like they my effing mama. You get what I'm saying? Or they treating me like, because of my skin color, they treating me like I'm a slave. Because, out here they use, well, you know how our color got it thinking that everybody is the same, all ratchet, ghetto, and all like that. So a couple people that stayed in this unit here, they wasn't equipped, they wasn't mature, so they had like a lot of problems with people. But me, I'm mature, and I keep up my house, I clean, I keep my yard and stuff nice and stuff. So they not used to that, so they want to keep picking and picking and stuff because my record is clean, you know what I'm saying? And they don't like that. They don't like to see this color smart like them, you get what I'm saying, or probably even smarter. So, and at the same time too, when she was talking to me, she had me on speakerphone, which is very unprofessional. She put me on speakerphone and another worker was talking in the background. And I'm like, oh no. I said, oh no, you got me on speakerphone and you didn't let me know that you had me on speakerphone? I said, oh, wait till I get done calling HUD. Wait, because now you're picking on me. Guess what? Before I even moved in here, guys, she called me and told me that I had police calling at the house where I ain't even moved in the house yet. So they was already picking before I even moved in here. So, but at the time, I just needed, somewhere to go. And it's a really nice place. Because I was breaking up with my kid's father. I didn't want to be with him anymore. So I wanted to, and then I wanted to move my kids from out of Milwaukee. It just wasn't no great area for my kids. They didn't like the schooling. It was too much drama. This is a housing management company, yes. And that's what I'm getting to talk to El Chapo. I'm finna take a risk, so I'm gonna bring you guys with me when I take the risk. Y'all pray for me. But I know God is on my side. I had already took a couple risks. And like I say on my channels, on YouTube, anywhere you find me, if you don't take risks in life, you can't elevate. You can't elevate because you might think that you're supposed to be in the same spot, but no, God might got something else for you somewhere else. So you got to take that risk. Only reason why I'm stalling is because of my baby condition. I want to make sure when I go somewhere else that they got a better care system or the same care system that they have where I'm at now. I don't want to move nowhere and they got trashy hospitals that ain't going to take care of my child correctly and something happen, because I have to Milwaukee Housing Authority. That's who owned the houses. Milwaukee Housing Authority. Okay. I used to travel when I was younger, El Chapo, but I really don't get a chance to travel like that. Like I went to New Orleans, I went to Florida, I went to Mississippi, I went Indianapolis, I went a lot of places, Arkansas, a lot of places, but I haven't been doing much traveling since I started having my kids. Basically, when I had my kids, my life changed. You know, it's all about my kids. And right now, I can't really afford to travel, especially with 8 kids. That's why I'm trying to, while I'm sit at home mom, I'm trying to do positive things, start my content, record the things that we do. No, they don't own. No, they don't own. They have like different houses in different areas. Um, Cray. They have like different houses in different areas. So me, I have a 5 bedroom whole house. But hey, as I tell people, when you speak out your mouth, you want to make sure you speaking great things, because when you put things in the atmosphere, it shall come true. So I always tell myself and my kids that I'm gonna be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire status. So, and it's coming soon. So once I get to that, hey, I'm gonna be traveling like a mug. I'm gonna be traveling, but I am gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna move to Texas. That's where I'm thinking about moving. Do you have anybody stay there? Comment down below and let me know how Texas is. Because I really didn't travel there, but I know I got family there. Cray, Mississippi. You can advise me. Go ahead. So I'm thinking about moving to Texas. So what is the pros and cons about Texas? Comment down below if you guys would wish. Which girls? El Chapo. Yeah, I'm yeah, I'm trying to move to Texas. Do anybody have any advice on about Texas? I'm going to take the risk. So what I'm going to do is, my baby got an appointment coming up, okay, to meet with his genetic doctors about his condition. So I'm going to talk to them about I want to relocate, and I'm going to tell them where I want to relocate to, and I'm going to tell them to let me know where's the best doctors and care. Yeah, Cray, that's not the issue. I paid it, you know, I paid it, but I'm just saying the fact that they just keep bothering me, and it be about nothing, because they used to uh our skin color just being wild and off balance and basically not shit. And I'm not that one. So I paid it. Believe me, I got it in. I ain't done. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, especially because I got kids coming behind me. So I know Al Chapo. My Kendra over here with me now. She actually like, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. I said, hopefully if I move and your father see how everything's going with me, he probably gonna come too. Cause they know, they normally follow me. They can't live without me. So he might follow me and bring the girls. He definitely will. But Craig, yeah, I paid the $40. I took it down there. It's just the fact of how the way they did it, I did not like. And then, like I said, before I even moved in here, um, she called and was like, the police was called at your address. Why was the police called there? I'm like, lady, I ain't even moving the damn place. So the people in the neighborhood is a different color. I know. I know, Cray, but before I move, I'm gonna be in the right spot. So basically, before I move, I'm going to do my research, which I've been doing already. I have family living where I move, and I'm going to save up money, which I've been doing already, and I'm already have my place. So basically, what I'm going to do is when I get ready to make that move, I'm already have my house. I'm not going to move and stay in no shelter or nobody. And I have the Lord on my side. I already been praying about it. So it's like the Lord is pushing me to taking the risk. Okay, okay, El Chapo. You went and took your kids some lunch. That's good. You a good mother. Yep. So when I get ready to take that move, I'm gonna have all my ducks in order because yeah, that's not a great idea just to pick up and move and you ain't got nothing established or in order. And like you said, especially with 7 kids, no, I wouldn't dare do that. But I'm gonna have all my stuff in order, and I'm gonna get on up out of here. First of all, I'm tired of the winter. May I ask, Cray, where you from? And I'm drinking water, y'all, ice water. I try to get my water in, as much as possible. Cray, may I ask where you from? Maybe East Texas. Have you ever been there? I was thinking about going to San Antonio. What you think about that? Oh, you from DC? Okay, okay. I never been there. How you like it out there? How is it for like single parents? Cause I'm from Milwaukee and it's getting rough out here, and I already moved from Milwaukee until Waukesha. So I stay in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Okay, you from DC? Yeah, I never been there before. So how you like it out there? I was thinking from I was thinking about Texas or Florida. This will be the first time of me moving out of town. Oh wow, I never even heard of that crate. Longview, Texas, or Tyler, Texas. You must have stayed out there before. I never heard of. I really don't want to move too far from my family. If I am making a big change, I don't want to move too far from my family. Just in case anything will go down, I still have family where I'm at, and they mostly like on the Dallas area, San Antonio, DC have all the benefits for parents. Oh, okay. I'm trying, and two, I'm trying to get off this benefit. It's still expensive. Okay. Well, what I believe in is praying and you know, doing all what you can to stay up and flow, and like, don't give up on yourself. Keep fighting, keep striving, and asking the Lord to give you the strength. You can make something out of nothing. Anybody can if you try. So the last 2 years of my life has changed tremendously because I basically live at the hospital. I basically live at the hospital and things like that. Yeah, I'm trying to go to the south. I'm trying to go to the south. Because first of all, I'm tired of the winters. I'm a summer baby. My birthday is in June. So I like summer months. Like I love them. Like I be more active and things like that. My kids, they very active. So, and being in the house in the winter and there ain't much you can do, we don't like that. And then, I just want to get a different experience in life. I want to see um, what I can do. Because if you don't take risks in life, you won't elevate. And that's what I'm trying to see. Like, maybe I just want to make sure I'm making the best move. So I've been praying about it. And I do have visions, because I like sometimes when I be staring off, I kind of vision to myself. Yeah, it's always good to try. And then, with my situation, if I don't like it there, I can always come back, and pay rent here. But Milwaukee, if y'all don't know, it's getting terrible here. Yeah, it gets cold, but they don't have cold seasons that long. Here, it be cold. Right now, shoot, it don't feel too good outside, and I take my little walks because hey girl, here in Wisconsin, like right now, the weather ain't all that good. It's about 40 something. See, that's why I need to be where you at, El Chapo. Shoot. I need to be there because I like when it's hot. I get to go. It just give me a good breather, knowing that I could just step outside and don't worry about the being like this. Like, ooh, it's cold. I'm going to show y'all Lil James. Oh, okay. You in Los Angeles. Wow. And how you like it there? Cali, yeah, it's expensive. I be watching some girls on, YouTube, and they be talking about their life in California. Yeah, I heard about California. Is that where you from, Don? I don't want to go nowhere where I gotta get down on the ground and stuff. Oh, you born and raised there? Okay. So, have you ever thought about leaving from where you at, El Chapo? Okay, you from DC. Okay. Yeah, Wisconsin. Somebody was calling me. Can you hear me now, Dawn? Oh, okay, El Chapo. I know you had the best of both worlds since you was your mother only child. You know what? Bring her with you. Bring her with you, El Chapo. Why you can't bring her with you? Yeah. Why you can't bring her with you, El Chapo? That would be a good thing. Oh, she don't want to move. Oh man, you gotta pray on that. Maybe one day. Yeah, so that's why I was coming to let y'all know. I might gonna take that risk, to try to, make difference for me and my kids. Okay, North Carolina, Texas, and Maryland. See, Carolina, I ain't heard about Maryland. That's why I said I was going to Texas. But they said Texas is expensive too. You got to pay for garbage disposal. You got to pay for everything they said in Texas. But, you know, just like you making it everywhere else, you can make it somewhere else. All you got to do is put your trust in the Lord and do the right thing. Try to do the right thing. Because he never failed me. You know, and I tell people, if you kind of know me and know my history and know the things that I have to make important decisions on my baby life, yeah. So I'm all about taking risks because even in the hospital, when I have to sign for like important papers for them to do kind of work on my baby, I have to just give it to the Lord and sign for it, you know, and to me that's taking a risk, but I gotta do it, you know, to save his life. And he's around here running, playing, but you wouldn't be able to tell that he has the condition that he has. And you know, the doctors, they really congratulates me because shoot, sometimes I be correcting them. I pays attention. Hey, you gonna treat my baby right. You know, and me, you know how I'm gonna tell you a little bit about little James. So you know how okay, your youngest baby, El Chapo. Wow, that's scary. Yes, you know, we are the biggest advocates for because the doctors be telling the other doctors on the training that be training, they be like, hey, this mother right here, she know her stuff. So when you come in there, you gotta make sure you don't mistake and say this and say that. Oh, they know me like a book at Children's Hospital. And I'm sorry that she have epilepsy. So do you kind of know what brings it on? Like what spare the moments in her life where you kind of see where she have them a lot? Like what period, El Chapo, did you kind of see like